Grab a cold one, crack it, take a sip,
What you drinking, man?
and cheers your homies. What's up, pimps? This is
Cheers.
the 38th XRP Boardroom. Thanks for having us. Thanks for hosting this show, Buster. Without you, we couldn't have done it, bro. I got a seltzer, bro. I got a polar seltzer. So, rocking a seltzer today. Shout out to
bro.
everybody. Go ahead.
You've been putting work for a couple of years, man. Straight up service. And then I didn't tell anyone last week, but I got to the 500 mark, put in for the process of monetization. They say it takes 2 to 4 weeks. They denied me in like 5 hours. Can't make it up, man.
Yeah, YouTube.
Sorry, bastards.
Man, the war's still going. It's still going. Why are we being censored still? Do they did they not understand their demise, bro? Like, you ain't gonna stop the people. Sorry, go ahead.
I was a little butthurt, man, just because, we started going on mine in like 8 months ago, man. So that was like a finish line, at least get monetized. But dude, I've been through so much shit. It's not even a speed bump, bro. That's like a twig in the road. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. Yeah,
it still hurts though, because a lot of time goes into this, man. We all spend a bunch of time, talking every week, several times a week. We're talking, and it's like hypothesizing, and it's good and everything. But man, it's like it feels like there's no fruits to the labor. There should be fruits, but maybe
I think it is though, dude. It's just almost like
the fruits of service.
It's almost like when Larson got out of the 918 Porsche, and he's like, "Hey man, when they get in your way, just keep going, keep going, keep
the
going." Motherfuckers that get to that level, they put in work, bro. They just don't give up. I mean, the broke mentality, the lack mentality, you're trained to think they were all born in it with it. They're all born into it. No, they're not all born into it, dude. That's just excusing yourself for being fucking lazy. Right? Yeah. That's all it's doing. It's lack mentality. These not everyone's fucking that has money was born into the money, man. But they don't give up. But I sort of believe like once you get to your calling, everything, all those jobs you're gonna utilize the shit you learned and all the we're gonna use what we learned on this shit, bro.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Well, I was talking to you. I remember we were talking a little, and it's one of those things where we'll have a plan put right in front of us. You know what I mean? As far as like service, we'll know what to do when this goes. I mean, I was telling Buster on the phone, tired of Groundhog Day. It's not even about money. It's not just all political. It's not. I want to see it all. I want it all. I want to have a purpose. I mean, I understand I have a purpose, whether it's take care of my moms or being a friend to my friends or being of service to you guys or whatever it is. I get it, but it's that like Groundhog Day debt slave system that you're still in, and you're going to get out of it eventually one day. You'll work your way out of it and all that. But at what cost? That's what hurts. But the Groundhog Day thing, it gets me sometimes. From time to time, that's my version of depression. Is like the Groundhog Day, like fuck every day is the fucking same. What the fuck, that kind of thing. And I know that we've all been through it, and we all go through it. And but it's not just about money, man. It's about I want to see it all. I want to see justice on the political front. I want to see shit in our society being fixed. Instead of the homeless people being allowed to shit on the sidewalk with no recourse, or about all these hoodlums now robbing stores and stuff. Like, dude, what? Like, why do you have to live in a gated community just to walk your fucking baby or walk your dog without fear of issues like that? If you live in the ghetto, you may not have that fear. You walk your dog anyways. It's just the propaganda, the constant barrage of like the news and the propaganda wants to always keep us in fear. You know what I mean? It's like, I say, screw that, face the fear, fight the FUD, But at the end of the day, you know, I'm still human. I still have emotions. And it'd be nice to have like a nice, refreshing routine, you know, where money's not an issue and shit's getting fixed on the political front. And you know, and in society goes back to what we thought we grew up with, which is like borders, protection, you know, non-corruption, you know. But I don't know. It's just one of those days.
In reality, it was corrupt then.
I know, right?
We were asleep.
It was an illusion.
Yeah,
it was an illusion.
Yeah, it was straight up illusion.
And we're still alive. Like we were born and raised in corruption. So we're still alive. We're still around. So that must mean there's some sort of good force going. So I don't know, but that was well said. Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those days, man. It's just the emotions are fucking with me. You know.
And like, my mom said something the other day or a few weeks ago, but she was like, "It wasn't like that in the 80s." I'm motherfucker, it wasn't. You're just dead ass asleep. We're all barbecuing. Yeah, you know.
They shot Reagan, bro, to shut him up, bro, because the corruption was
that was just that was just a warning shot. Keep talking, motherfucker.
Remember that shit, dude? They shot Reagan, and that he shut up right quick. And then you got people that go down way down the rabbit holes. We got the clones and shit. You know,
Reagan was a G though. Remember when he was talking and then the balloon popped? Did you see that when he was talking and when the balloons popped and then he's all, "You missed." On a balloon.
I do remember that.
After he got shot at, bro, I was like, "Oh, that guy's a G."
He's an old cowboy, bro, from California. See, that's the thing. Like people that aren't from California, you don't fucking realize. Like, there's some tough motherfuckers here. Like, you got some ancient ass families, gold rush families, silver mine families. You know, what people don't understand is that Nevada and California are brother and sister. We're literally tougher than nails, desert living, fucking cowboy, rancher, kick your ass. Like, that's California, the majority of it, because it's all agricultural land. Where the fuck you think those farmer families came from? You know what I mean? And you got the old school, like, gold miners and shit. And it's like, dude, those families have been here for a while now, a couple centuries. So, anyways, I don't know, man. I love me some California, bro. I still feel defensive when people like talk shit just because of San Fran and LA. Like, fuck you guys.
It. I'm down with Cali, man.
Yeah, I love it, bro.
Cali. I never even been anywhere where I was like, I want to move here.
Yeah.
I like Cali, man. It's expensive as fuck, but
it wasn't always
on those dirt bags, bro, where it's not gonna matter, you know.
It won't matter where you fucking live, bro. Yeah, what's the difference between, you know, a $500,000 house and a fucking $200,000 house? Like,
and you're so close to everything here, like fucking hour and a half away from the ocean, hour away from skiing. You know, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, it's Shangri-La. You get to see all kinds of shit. Like, because Cali's so thin, it's just like you get the ocean, or you get the best of the woods, or you literally, like I said, you go over the hill. We call it the hill. We call the Sierra Nevada mountain range. We call it the hill. So you go over the hill, you go to Reno, you're in the fucking desert, and you can gamble and do whatever the fuck you want. Come back over, you're in the mountains, it's beautiful. Then you go down the hill. Yeah, you're in the valley. It sucks. There's like pollution and shit, but there's also cool shit, cool river systems. And then you go a couple more hours and go over to the ocean. So it's a lot of cool shit. NorCal, it's pretty beautiful. SoCal's cool too, but most of it's desert. So it's kind of trippy. But, bro, well said, man. I'm just having one of those fucking days, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's get this party started, dude. Yeah. Let's get this motherfucker started. Yeah, with ZERPs, just everything. Philosophically, let's fucking go. I want to see some shit. I want to see, you know, this country getting better. So
even like Alex G, California, more like California. And
yeah, but that motherfucker doesn't understand.
But when you talk to people, like I'm Sacktown, but when you talk to people, they're not fucking. It ain't liberal. They try to make you think it's liberal so they could cheat more.
Yeah,
you know. But I ain't heard one motherfucking liberal in fucking 3 years, 2 years. I mean, it's just crickets out here.
Yeah,
never this day.
Timer. Yeah.
I've heard no one ever promote Gavin Newsom verbally.
Ever, dude.
So how calm is this place?
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody go out of their way to fucking back up Gavin Newsom. So it's not as calm as you think. But
well, that motherfucker obviously doesn't know California. And that's why I keep saying it's just one of those things.
Yeah, but it's like the San Francisco, it's super liberal. But yeah, it's not as
Rain
liberal.
knows. Rain knows.
Back down in the motherfucking house. Holla at your boy.
Let's go, Rain.
Right here.
You want to let the kids in, bro? I'm tired of feeling fucking down and out. Let's go. Guys, we love you. Welcome to XRP Boardroom. Talk about all kinds of shit. Join the stream. There's a link in the chat right now. Crypto Tales is a simulcast of the Crypto Tales show. Thank you. Shout out for spreading the word, Tales. And you got the link in the chat, guys, so join us. Let's talk shop. Man, what do we got? Fuck FTX trying to liquidate everything and shit. The fuck?
Yeah.
You were saying they got what? FTT, their own token? I was surprised, man. Why is there even any value in that FTT token?
They're holding a shit ton of FTT.
Still to this
FTT. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tails on deck.
We're gonna sell that too.
Yo.
Sean T on deck. LEET out of Australia. We love you. Nerdy X
At first,
taking a real minute. Let's go, bro.
They only had 29 million in XRP, but you said, I see Bullish Rhino says they updated it, because when I saw it was 29 million, now it's 119 million in XRP. That's still pretty low though.
Yep.
But
what up, talking shit about California.
What up?
Yeah, these motherfuckers nerdy. We got a fucking. What do you know about Cali, bitch? Yeah.
Nerdy's a gangster, bro.
But that's the thing. People don't know, bro. People don't. Like, if you really like, I'll blast us right now, bro. I'll blast us right now, man. Obviously, you
don't let that nerdy word fool you.
Yeah, we got a lot of Cali boys. We got a lot of Cali boys right here, dude. We got nerdy.
Hold on.
We got nerdy.
Real
we got
quick,
we got Rain. We got me. We got Buster. We're all Cali boys, man. Fuck y'all.
Bullish Rhino says,
real quick. Yeah,
hold on.
That Cali lifestyle.
Yeah,
Bullish Rhino
animal,
said,
bro. Sorry.
Real quick. Can the East Coast Sean get speak for a second? The West Coast Sean be wow.
Well, yeah, of course, Sean. We love you, bro. Like you Southern boys. You Southern boys.
I'm just playing.
You'll whoop someone's ass with a smile, bro. That's what I like about the South. Yeah. But
what's going on? What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Buster?
Bullish Rhino's got. He said 29 mil.
Alan.
He was going back.
What's up?
Bullish Rhino says, maybe it is 29 million. Berserker said they updated it, but when I saw it, it was 29 million.
119 million, but it doesn't necessarily need to be sold via an exchange over the counter, so the price won't, of XRP drop.
Okay.
Shout out to Ellie.
Puma says you're hood. You're hood as fuck, nerdy. Yeah.
I got somebody new to the group that's going to be possibly joining in the background, Berserker.
Who? What? Father Allen? What's that?
Yeah, a friend of mine, Adam's got a friend of his that wants to join, share some knowledge, so he'll be probably jumping in the stream.
Roger that.
So if you see somebody
Adam
new
on board. Adam's here.
There you go. Adam's here.
You're center stage. Don't show your.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, bro?
What's up,
Adam?
Adam?
Welcome to the boardroom. We got Steph on board too. Is that you, Island Ghost, or are you a shill?
It's me.
All right, cool.
All right.
We got Justin. We got Tall Can on deck too. Tall Can's in the background. Remember Tall Can, guys? He got drunk as fuck on some Coors Light. Yeah, he's in the background too. All right, so Adam on deck. We got a newcomer. Adam, welcome aboard, bro. This is XRP Boardroom. How you doing? Talk to us.
Doing well, guys. It's been a while since we all met up over here in Daytona at the 509 Lounge.
Okay. You were over there. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude. So what's going on? How's it going?
Hey, you have to turn your YouTube off.
Make sure you mute YouTube
in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube will fuck you up, dude. I got some background shit going on too. I don't know whose audio that is. All right, we got Tall Can on deck. Boom. All right, we're all good now. Boom. Justin, we're calling you Tall Can from now on. You got another Tall Can, bro? What's going on? You're muted. You got to talk in the mic, bro. Get in the mic. Get up on that shit.
Kiss that mic.
How come they didn't dump their holdings?
Oh,
Why
shit, I
wait
didn't
till
realize my
now?
mic-
How come they didn't dump their holdings? Yosef El Bebe says they're talking about FTX, all those ZERPs, all that Solana, all that FTT. Right, but it's one of those things where even that shit's a fucking speck of sand. That's a little bit of sand, dude. It ain't gonna affect shit, bro.
Too, man.
Bro.
People, well, that's the thing. See, with me, dude, I'm a fucking completely different, like, you know, investor guy. I'm the guy who's all about the riddlers, the hopes and dreams, the read between the lines type of shit. When I look at these things, people are like so afraid of it dumping the market and shit. I just me. I believe that the market is completely manipulated. I believe that we have very little effect.
Easy.
I believe we have very little effect on the market. That shit is all trading bots and AI, and it just does whatever the fuck they want to do. And so if we get a whale moving X amount, how come that doesn't adjust the price? We see that shit all the time from Whale Watcher and all that. Gentleman ABC moves fucking 50 billion or $500 million worth of XRP to this wallet. Well, from this exchange, wouldn't that fuck up the whole thing? He's got to like, what the fuck, dude? Like, so in my head, I'm like, dude, this little bit of just shit selling, like, but that's just my opinion, you know? The traditional guys are a lot more advanced and more educated than I am as far as, you know, technical analysis and all that. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? You think this FTX shit is going to fuck everything up or what? Go ahead.
Who's really got the real now? I want to hear the best explanation somebody like Nerdy or somebody else can give me of what moves the price of XRP truly. When you just said it, you nailed the nail on the head, Berserker, because I was just thinking about this today. I'm like, okay, what do we really know about this money moving across the system? You got over-the-counter trades. You got the real XRP moving on the chain. You got Ripple using the technology, using this tech, selling this tech. They're selling software essentially to use this technology. What is really moving this price? Where do we see it on chain? I want someone to show me how we see it on chain. How is it actually affecting the price when 100 million XRP gets moved or sold? I mean, from one exchange to another. I mean, I don't have a really good explanation, but I know somebody does. I'd like to hear it tonight.
We got fresh blood on chat. We got Cyprix Superior Trading.
What's up, friend? What's up?
What's up, bro?
You got to take off the YouTube. All you newcomers, take your YouTube off. Just focus on StreamYard. That's how you get rid of the echo and the delay.
Okay. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Cyprix? You look legit.
I'm extremely well. Thank you, gentlemen, for asking. How about yourselves?
Good. And you're nice. You're nice from the gate. I appreciate it. Welcome aboard, brother.
Am I done echoing or no?
No, you're good to go. I just don't want you to deal with a delay. So that's what YouTube does in the background. So you just got to focus on StreamYard. Can you hear me, guys? Loud and clear?
Yeah. I'm on the phone. Do I have
Rain here? Rain here.
Here.
Rain.
Rain here.
Sounds good, brother.
Yo, why is everybody mad at XLM, bro?
What?
They announced some shit, bro. And everybody thought it was going to be an Apple partnership, but it was a nothing burger, and they fucking
exactly.
Because people wanted to hear like we going to the moon type shit.
XLM Stellar redid their website and said it was some bullish like countdown, but it wasn't really anything.
Life-changing event in 10 days. Come on. They hyped the shit out of that, didn't they? I mean,
yeah. We don't care.
That's what I said in TKJ's channel.
I don't like that kind of promotion, man. That shit is that shit is let down.
They got everyone
was that you
talking. They got everyone talking.
Was that you talking about that little? Was that the commercial with Idris Elba?
Yeah.
They partnered with an actor that has nothing to do with crypto.
And they redid their website, right?
It's the Matt Damon Crypto.com thing all over again. That's what it is.
Like the hype. I like the hypes, and then people sell and the price drops, and then I can buy more at lower prices.
There you go.
I mean, like Berserker said, man, it's straight manipulation, bro.
We got fresh blood on the chat, guys. Welcome to Adam, and also welcome to Cyprix. Am I saying it right? Cyprix.
Nice to meet you, Cyprix.
I like your research. Don't you guys think, though, in a way, in a way, I have a thesis about this. In a way, to bring on the masses, don't you have to kind of form a relationship with them in a comfortable way to get them comfortable with the adoption of this? So maybe they brought on an actor in a smart way because the majority of people can relate to that gentleman because they know him.
Yeah.
I know that because of recent events, it does seem fishy, right? FTX brought on athletes, they brought on actors, but if you actually look at what Stellar's done and who they're partnered with, the CFTC and things of that nature and the transformation that they've made, are they really trying anything fishy with that? Or are they just trying to bring on a new crowd of people? Think about it, right? I'm just saying there's two ways,
that's true.
to look at it.
Yeah.
It was crappy.
Yeah, I'm all for great strategy, but sometimes it backfires, man. Like that kind of hypey stuff, it only works sometimes, and apparently it didn't work this time.
Burn
you're
half the
100%
supply.
right.
It makes
You know,
it makes you
they
think
didn't need
too.
to burn half the supply. Sorry, Buster. I didn't mean to step on you. Go ahead.
It makes you think too. Like we were talking about this on Coffee Time. Do they really need people to adopt it though? Like, because I mean, if you just go like the Visa, American Express, MasterCard, nothing changes in these people's life if they settle it a different way. You know, so I don't even know how,
Hey, Buster,
how we're thinking if it even applies, because, and we're not even talking when the cell phone companies start coming out with even more technology on top of it. But I don't think these people, they'll never move crypto like we move crypto. The addresses will be fucking easier. Everything will get easier. And, you know, I don't even know if they truly have to adopt it the way we're just way ahead of the times. But I don't see the masses coming in like, oh yeah, this shit's good now. You know, I don't even I just think they're gonna use it, you know.
They're gonna be forced to
Yeah,
shit.
they don't need to know what
Bob,
XLM is.
You're 100% right. You know what's
No
even
one needs to know
crazier to
XLM.
support that thesis is the majority of the panel discussions that I watch. A lot of these highly intellectual, systematically important people, what they say is, eventually in the future, it's going to become so integrated and finely tuned with the back end that it's going to be irrelevant. People don't get online and talk about how they send an email. They just know they type the email up, send it, and it's good to go. They're not sitting there talking about the back end infrastructure that sends emails.
Yeah, it's the same.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's the same with a debit card. Like you don't know how that goes through. You just know it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
There is
not
a
it's not like someone using the debit card and be like, oh, I just used Swift today.
Yeah, even when you see like the ACH, if you look at a bank statement, you see ACH is already updating their shit, so it's all going to work together. But even if that changed to XRP or XLM, nobody would know. You know what I'm saying?
That's because we're nerds, man.
No, it's messed up when you think about it, because you know this is the type of information that in reality actually matters, and it's so just crappy that the herd, the majority of individuals, I hate to speak on it like that, but it's the truth. They're distracted with all these outside influences that are keeping them sedated. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Peoples.
It's so bizarre, bro.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
So Cyprix, to answer your question, I'm more like the conspiracy guy. I'm the conspiracy guy. I believe that they don't need none of us. They don't need mass adoption. They could just push a button and masses will follow. And that's called FOMO. So in my opinion, none of these guys have to do this kind of like marketing and stuff. I don't think it's a natural world. I think it's all manipulated. And where it's just not time to get in. And when they flip the switch, mass adoption happens without a zero marketing. They don't have to advertise shit. You'll just everybody will be word of mouth. Did you hear about XLM? Oh, did you hear about Stellar? It's $50 a coin. Oh my God. Yeah. Just like Sheeb and Doge, same shit, you know? Sorry, that's just my opinion though. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's how I believe. So you're being reasonable. Sorry, go ahead.
I think all the speculation in a sense of what the future is going to look like is super healthy, because at the end of the day, it's like we really all don't know. We could all say some really crazy ass things, and it could be possible. You know, we could say the bare minimum, and it still could be possible. We're like I say this a lot because I see it a lot, but you'll hear these people say that we're at an inflection point, and We're really on the cusp, the teeter-tot over the next 2 to 3 years, where some really crazy shit on a global scale is going to happen. Because you have to think about it from a real deep perspective. In order for this to really play out, there has to be another push for it. There has to be another demand for it.
Yep.
You know, for institutions to be confident enough to really start to, like you just said, flip the switch. There has to be a global catalyst to set the stage. There has to be.
Hell yeah.
No,
Yeah, they've been planning it.
They want a digital economy, everything digitized, tokenized. That's what they want. Everything
15-minute cities.
And that's sir, is called the fourth turning.
Yeah, 100%. You know what else is really crazy about this? Because I don't know about your guys' communities, but my community is very international. We have a lot of people involved from like Australia and like the Netherlands, and they send me some of these documents, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And it's so crazy to really know that here in the United States, the information is really suppressed, because I can't get any of these Netherlands bank documents. I can't get any of these Australian bank documents simply by doing a Google search. A lot of these documents, they don't come out till months later over here in the United States. It's really interesting what's happening right now on a global scale. It's really crazy.
Yeah, that's American optics, bro. Because like they'll show that, you know, they hate crypto. They'll go after it, SEC and all this, but they're still using it. You know, they're still trying to move to tokenization and all that stuff. So it's all about what they want you to perceive from it.
It's blatantly obvious that they are trying to distract the masses. They consistently come out with summits where they're having discussions about the digital transformation, and none of it reaches the mainstream. Not one single event. I've watched so many online panel discussions of these bankers and these major organizations have discussions about the digital transformation. And when I'm on these calls, because you have to register as a business, there's like 100 people, 200 people. And they're talking about freaking crazy regulations, crazy adoption of different jurisdictional rules and settings. And it's nuts, and nobody's paying attention. It's really crazy what's happening.
Can you talk a little bit?
Little break. I just want to say, guys in the background, no disrespect at all. I'm just trying to cycle you through. StreamYard only allows 10 on deck. Okay. So if you guys dip randomly, I'm just going to push someone up. There's 2 in the backstage. So that's just how it works, guys. I love you. No disrespect. Also, this is XRP Boardroom. This is a community chat. We're primarily focused on XRP, but we talk about all kinds of cryptos. A bunch of OGs are in here. Also, welcome to the show. I want to say very nice. It's a nice breath of fresh air to have you, Adam, as well as Cypress.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, guys.
For sure. Thank
you. Also,
guys.
we got tall can Justin in the corner with his daughter. Shout out, bro.
Yes, sir.
One cute kid.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Father Allen. You got the stage.
No. You know, can you, Cypress or Adam, could you talk, if you know, a little bit about the 40 licensing agreements that we have in the United States for the use of this tech? Do you guys have any income? You know, you guys come to from the financial background. Do you have any insight on what these new licensing agreements that Ripple has acquired? These 40? You know, do you guys, either one of you, know anything about it?
No, not into a detailistic perspective where I could like start to dig on it and talk about it openly, but I'm aware. Adam, do you have anything when it comes? Adam's more so the financial guy.
Oh, you guys know each other.
Oh yeah,
they know each other.
Okay,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I started.
Also, shout out to Adam. I do remember you from the moon party in Daytona Beach, bro. Nice guy.
Oh, you know, this
yeah, we was chopping it up for a minute, so I remember.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, so I'm going to do some digging later this week. I'm going to call some people I know high up within the banking space and see what they have to say with the licenses. You know, I'm sure them cornering the market and getting these licenses are going to, it's going to have some sort of major impact within the financial market. But, you know, what I've told and touched on with Sipe is, you know, my background, and I don't know if we got into the full detail at the moon party when we were all introduced to one another, was I was working with the family office directly in 2019 on the whole MTN space. So if people realize or want to learn how money moves in the back end of banking, the whole liquidity pools and in regards to debt, how debt works, right? Giving you an example, the mortgage industry. When mortgages are finalized, right, and underwritten, it then goes into a pool where they're then table funded. And then eventually all those mortgages are held and bundled, and then major organizations such as, let's say, pension funds, big banks will then sell it, and other banks will buy it. But to do that, you have to be licensed, and you have to be able to have a channel to the top 5 trading desks in the world. And the only top 5 trading desks in the world were Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, Citibank, Bank of America, and then there's one other bank that I'm not touching on that I forgot. We were primarily dealing with Citibank, Bank of America, and Deutsche Bank.
HSBC.
Yes, HSBC. Thank you so much. So when we were dealing with this, we were dealing with the Agricultural Bank of China. So if you look at the way the monetary system is structured in China, Evergrande is falling and collapsing, right? Well, the next bank that propped Evergrande up was the Agricultural Bank of China. So I'm waiting to see how this is going to impact that with China. But what they were doing was they were doing MTMs, which are abbreviated for medium-term notes, and they were buying federally backed bank debt, and they were doing it basically buying U.S. bank debt. What ended up happening was COVID happened, and they were going to buy the bank debt at 50 cents on a dollar, right? That ended up getting or shelved, and then COVID happened, and then they came back, I'm assuming, and bought that debt for a lesser rate, right? A higher discount. Where XRP and I see it being utilized is in this back end space. And this is what I was touching on with Sipe when him and I first started talking about, crypto and all these different things. And the family office that I work with and that I also consult in blockchain, fintech, and other things like that, they've also heard through their pipeline that XRP is going to be utilized in this space, in the MTN space. So the whole repo market, reverse repo market, medium-term note market, that's where you're going to see XRP being utilized as a Nostro account to liquidate all these big dollar amounts of debt. And the debt that we were talking about wasn't like, 5 million, 10 million. We were talking about on per annum, $3 trillion a year of debt that was being purchased from the Agricultural Bank of China. So, if XRP replaced that, and this was only one payment instrument, think about how many payment instruments are being done on a daily basis for debt structures. So
boom.
And people don't see it, and that's why for me, like being able to personally see the payment vehicle, the structuring of the financial vehicle, and how much money is literally out there in this ecosystem that people don't see. If you're a regular individual, you have your mortgage, you have your rent, you have your car payment, you have your credit card payment, you're just living your day in, day out, your job that you're going to pay for your regular life. You don't understand the intricacies of the banking system and how the banking system truly works, especially on the back end. All the things that you and I probably thought at one point don't even exist in this banking world. So
hey, can I chime in?
Yeah,
Do
go
it,
ahead.
Sean. Go ahead, bro.
No, so what I was
Rudy,
going to
what's
say is
going
that
on,
earlier,
JP?
before I kind of, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Go, Sean.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Okay. No, what I was going to say is that earlier we were talking, somehow randomly got booted, whatever. But earlier we were talking about, hiring, an actor like Idris Elba to do whatever he did with Stellar. Okay, great. So let's go back in time and Buster sparked this memory for me, is that you guys know Visa, MasterCard have been around for a long time. And then one day American Express pops up. And there was a commercial, it was a long-standing commercial that this guy named Carl Malden did. And he used to have the show called The Streets of San Francisco. It was some kind of cop. But he ended up doing the commercials for American Express early on. and that helped American Express get its adoption. Now, it was probably at a later stage than what we were seeing with the Stellar thing, but that helped American Express get that mass adoption. And the tagline was, membership has its privileges. That was the tagline for American Express. And so they wanted to be the top of the top in the credit, world over Visa, MasterCard. Before Discover came out, I think that Diners Club was out before American Express, but they lost tons of market share because they didn't do, as memory serves, they didn't do that kind of marketing that American Express did. That's all I wanted to say on that.
I just want to say back to the bonds. Was it, if I remember correctly, China and Japan, their bond purchases were like 25%, and now it's down to 8%. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
good. Going into that, I got a quick. So what happens when China, Russia, and India all dump their bonds at one time? That's obviously going to flood the market. What is that actually going to do to the rate, though? Is that actually going to drop the rate of lending because there's more supply, let's say, on the market of dollars? Doesn't that really drop the lending rate? Or are they actually going to have to raise that rate?
Well, it depends, right? So we don't really know where or how this is going to play because nothing like this has happened in our history, right? We can only go back and look at what's happened from the transfer of the M1 money supply to the M2 money supply, right? Mm-hmm. So I think this is where everyone, and even the Riddlers, talk about there being a black swan event. Is this might perpetuate that black swan event. We know that everything within the financial system, the last thing to hold everything up is the bond market. Mm-hmm. So if the bond market tips, right, especially with the Japanese and then the Russians and whatnot, it's going to be a domino effect. And that's going to be the last thing that's going to push the straw that broke the camel's back, especially with the American economy.
Yep.
Correct. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, they're talking about maybe potentially dropping the rate hikes. I mean, isn't that really going to send the bond market even further down? Because I'm confused on what the narrative they're really trying to paint. But from a background like yours, is that something that actually is going to make a difference realistically? Do you think it will?
But Biden said we have the greatest economy.
That's the catalyst, man. One or the other. It's like if they drop the rate, like it's supposed to be bullish for the market, but is it really? I mean, we kind of have seem like we had the opposite effect in the markets lately. Like it's not the norm, you know what I mean? Like $1 trillion market cap has not been the norm for a crypto market. We've stayed at this amount of liquidity in the market for so long now. I need some kind of explanation in my mind. Give me some insight.
Well, the only explanation is the facts, not the evidence, not the witnesses, not the information, because the information is all skewed. Y'all mentioned earlier about Reagan. I think it was Berserker and him saying they popped him, shut him up. I mean, we can't even get on here and talk without them taking our mic off and pushing us off, certain people. So the point is, like with Adam's unique thing and what Alan's picking up on is that we've watched that in the gold market forever, the manipulation and and then with this guy, Adam, having that experience of the family thing, that's invaluable to the group. If we focus it on not discussing all the things that we know are false, like the markets, what they're lowering and raising, it's all manipulative bullcrap with the plunge protection team Reagan put in, which means they can use our tax dollars to give it to these corporations. That's fascism. When corporations and government workers and Wall Street all work for themselves against the people, that's fascism. That's what we have, worse than communism. So anyway, the point I'm wanting to know from Adam is that everyone's noticing that no matter how much it moves on what's sold, what's done, the prices aren't moving. Well, it's just going to be another market that we're going to live till we're 70, 80 years old and not see anything move like they have done with the gold market, where if you learn the little nuances and the idiosyncrasies of it, you can play a 20% rise and fall, and you've got to move your money and help with their, what's that called when you're moving your money, Alan?
Fractionalized
velocity, the velocity of money. Well, those of us that hodl and just sit and hold and save, that doesn't help their economy because they're not making their taxes every time we're moving our money. So really, you got to adapt to what they're doing. So Adam's uniqueness of having that family knowledge of the family moving their money, they're not going to move it on an open market. They're probably going to do over the counter individual sales and all that, which means it's not going to move the market. And then they can manipulate all these markets like they manipulated everything all our life, and then have a bunch of congressional meetings, which they've been meeting. My mother died at 73. She said they had congressional meetings, even the killing of Kennedy, and it was nothing but meeting after group, and nothing ever got done, and still ain't getting done. And we're still doing the same crap different days. So it's like living in that, what was that movie they shot here in South Walton here in Florida, where it was, the guy woke up and it was the same day over and over. I can't remember
Groundhog Day.
the movie was, but anyway,
Groundhog
South,
Day,
South Walton.
Groundhog Day, bro. I've been saying that.
I feel like we've been in that shit for 3 years now. No kidding, no joke. Like literally, it's felt like that. That
Either
was
kill us
very good
all
to
or
say
fucking
that.
flip the fucking switch. Come on.
Yeah,
Fucking go.
Yeah,
so just
right.
rip the band off. We know this
So-
is going to happen.
so
it's
I
like,
guess-
when?
So
Nerdy,
it's
what's up
like
with
the
Japan
short
starting
version. What I'm asking Adam is, how does the family money affect? Are they doing everything behind the scenes like they do with gold and silver? They don't go on the open market and buy it. They buy it.
They do everything behind the scenes. Nothing's done out in the public. It's just like in the crypto market with the OTC trading platforms, right? So, a lot of it, so the family office that I'm tied to, they're one of the largest family offices in the United States. But all family offices are connected to one another. I've been on calls where we were talking to people that were related and working directly with the Sultan of Brunei. We were dealing with the Princess of India, and they all work with the Sovereign Wealth Fund out of the Netherlands. So it's funny, Saif was talking about the Netherlands. The Netherlands still controls all the finance for the entire world, right? You have the Netherlands, you have the royal family of England, and all the other royal families kind of collectively work together to figure out where they're going to coordinate their next move, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of them work independently, but a lot of them use the family offices to make their plays, because people don't know these family offices it's private money. They're not regulated. They're not working with the SEC, right? So they're doing things behind the curtain. They'll corner the market in commodities. They'll corner the market in fuel. So like the one family office I was working with did jet fuel, and they were selling jet fuel for a major airline, and they were selling jet fuel to also the DoD, the Department of Defense. And they were making a lot of money. Along with that, they had their hands in gold mines, silver mines, other forms of commodities in other countries. And that's how these people, almost like shell corporations, utilize these family offices to make these purchases.
Hey, Adam, what's the margins on those commodities? Just out of curiosity, jet fuel, gold mines, silver mines, etc.
It all depends. It goes by the barrel. So it depends on what you buy in. Usually the majors are the ones that control all the pricing, right? So Rotterdam and, Rosneft, all these major refineries control a lot of the fuel prices. So you go off of whatever the fuel prices are that day. Usually you're looking at a spread at like 1 to 5 cents a barrel. If you're lucky, 25 cents a barrel is what some of these people are making.
Crazy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, on OPEC, Saudi Arabia and Russia are in control of all of that.
Well, I mean, they are, but they aren't, because there's a pecking order. Everything goes up to these banking systems. That's why I gravitated a lot to Cyp. I'm happy to be able to speak on your show, but I love Cypress a lot because he gives real good knowledge. One book that he turned me on to that I didn't even know about until I started watching Cyp's show was The Tower of Babel. And The Tower of Babel is a phenomenal book. It literally tells you about how the structure of banking truly works. You have these 13 families that control the 300 that then sit down and on top of it impose all their financial structure through the BIS, through the IMF, and then it goes out to, governments, parliament, and then regional banks and all of that. So, and that's really how everything works. When you get to see it in operation through family offices, you're like, wow, your mind's blown wide open. And that book just kind of connects all the dots for everyone else that doesn't really get to see how these things truly operate. So,
well, Adam, you're hitting right on what we think we knew and what we think we understood, and you're confirming it, and that's good. Just like the French protection team, and basically you're dealing with fake stuff. But to Alan's point, and also Sean's, it's a great point, is that once you understand the ebbs and flows and you start reading the tea leaves, if you will, and seeing why they're pushing agendas and moving things and doing things and how the family offices work and because the bankers are going to do the same thing with crypto. They're going to do everything on a separate behind the scenes. So you're not going to have the big flows, but like with precious metals, just with like India, just the women of India hold more gold. When you see them ladies dancing and all them little things hanging on them, that's real gold. The women of India hold more gold than any country. So the point is that when it's winter here, it's spring there, and everybody's getting married and they got dowries. So you're going to see a 20% rise and fall yearly if you understand, like Sean's point is if you understand when to get in and out and see the margins, you can go from a 25 cent to an actual 20% change, just understanding the ebbs and flows of what times of year and the cultures and the climate and the bad weather or good weather or a bad economy in a certain country that they may not be given big dowries, which means gold and silver won't be going up in like India. When you have 2 billion people all getting married in the spring, within a 60-day window, you're going to have a big spread. And that's where them family people know that, and they're buying the gold and precious metals and getting out of something else. Go ahead.
Gold plated.
I was going to say something to capitalize on something that Adam said when he started talking about the bond market and stuff and the restructuring of the financial system. Just because I have to get off here, gentlemen, real fast. I got to take care of my family and whatnot. It's getting late here. But so check it out. I watch a lot of video breakdowns that are shared amongst our CyberX private community. And a lot of these videos that I'm watching barely have 100 views, and they're of systematically important people. Like here in my notes, I just watched a video from a representative of State Street, BNY Mellon, and JP Morgan. And what I pay attention to is key vocabulary. And in each and every single one of those videos, for example, this one I'm looking at right here has 98 views. And the lady specifically has a full panel discussion on how they've been restructuring the financial system behind the scenes to integrate it with blockchain and distributed ledger technology for the past 5 years. But they can't tell the mainstream media. They literally openly said that they cannot say this to the mainstream media because regulators won't allow them to. So think about that from even an influencer perspective. Each of us have our own channels and whatnot, but this video has 98 views. So even us as a community are barely even seeing that information. They're not telling the masses that this is happening, which when I watch these systematically important people say these things, I'm like, you know what, damn right, this is really happening. This is crazy. And that solidifies my position and my belief in XRP and digital assets, because a lot of these panel discussions, XRP, Ripple, right? The company Ripple sitting in the background. They're sponsoring these events. For example, I'll just say this one last thing. The DEA, the Digital Euro Association, just hosted a month-long event in August, and I watched every single one of those panel discussions, and there was barely 100 people, and the whole entire thing was in collaboration with Ripple, Digital Euro Association, Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, and some of the stuff that they talked about was literally insane. No influencers are talking about it. So I think as a community, some of the information that we know, we don't even know as deep as the rabbit hole goes, because the information is not being projected to us. I had to sign up for that event. I had to wait a month to attend it. Like, there's so much more information out there that we all as a community really got to tap into if we want to find these answers to the questions that we have. You know what I mean?
CyberX, what do you think? This is all pretty simple.
Yeah, if you listen, guys, I've been in these markets for 8 years, and I'm going to be completely honest. The only reason why I survived, I give you guys a little trick, is because I listen to these motherfuckers. I know that they suck. I know that they suck. And yes, they manipulate the shit out of things. But if you just follow the money flow, it's not hard to survive.
Learn the comms.
Right.
Exactly.
Follow the money, bro.
Hey, will you come back, Cypher and Adam? Will y'all come back, Cypher and Adam? Will y'all keep us in the loop and let us know, let Berserker and Uncle Buster, any of us know, like what channels, let them know, and then push it out to us, like through Bags' thing where he lets us all know when his channels are coming on. If we need to subscribe to another channel and get more educated so we can have more meaningful discussions and utilize y'all's unique experience, and, you know, to get Alan his answers and Sean his answers 100%. And get us all moving in the right direction, working together. We'll watch and do whatever we need to do. We'll pull together even tighter than we are.
Absolutely. I'm constantly trying to funnel out content. I'm constantly trying to get people to see these videos, these panel discussions of these major systematically important people say these things, and it's hard because the information is suppressed. Even the algorithm on social media, I'm sure you guys have seen, it's suppressed.
It's
suppressed right now.
Well, Cypher, let's do this. Why don't you and Adam get with Bags, and he forwards us information all the time. Like when his channels come on, maybe if there's a specific channel we need to watch or something we need to be a knowledgeable of, either Bags will watch it or send it to some of us or Berserker.
Massive list. I got a massive.
And he can push it out to us, and Berserker will watch it.
Yeah, Alan can send it.
Sorry,
Alan can send it out too.
Yeah,
Alan can send it out too.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Hey, look, gentlemen, it was a good conversation. I'm glad that you guys had me, and I'll definitely be back on the show. I appreciate you guys.
Cypress, bro. Good
Great. Thank you.
Cypress, before you bounce, bro, throw your socials in the chat if you can. Get back on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Blast that shit so some people could sub to you or follow.
Absolutely.
Good idea. Good idea.
I got you guys. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you all.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, bro.
Wow, guys. Hey, Uncle Buster, Berserker, y'all are hitting home runs again. Y'all in Bags and everyone, you know, and I'm sorry Rain and everybody can't get in with them pushing everybody out. It's amazing watching all y'all come together and Alan's perspectives and Sean's and what have you. And if y'all got people waiting in the back, I can get the hell out of here. I just wanted to kind of get in here tonight and kind of throw some of that information around because people are waiting on everything to moon when it might not totally moon for another decade if they drag their ass and keep manipulating it like they've done everything else. You may have to learn the ebbs and flows like Sean's point was of the 20% rise here and there and start moving a little bit better, you know, and not just totally hold out, you know. I mean, of course, keep your long-term bags. I'm not saying that. But the point is you got to get smart and learn the comms and learn from these guys and that, you know, the Adam and that guy that just left that, you know, they've got a unique perspective on things that is going to only make all you great guys and smart guys even smarter. You know, those of us that are kind of the drag behind not so smart like myself and all, it's like, you know, y'all are helping us kind of get more organized. So I mean, kudos to everybody again, man. Y'all are impressive.
We got room for one more jump on deck. Go ahead, Ellie.
We're going to have a good Christmas. November ISO has got to kick in.
That'd be nice.
We still got this proper party. We still got this proper party.
Japan emerges as XRP's new launchpad, surprising the crypto world to yesterday's news. I don't know what's going on with Japan, but they're starting something this month.
It starts in
Japan is SBI.
Yes.
Yeah. They've been going hard with XRP before anybody.
On a conspiracy tip, we still got two fucking weeks to see if this fucking Ripple party is going to be a nothing burger. I think some shit's going to pop off, bro.
I don't think so. I'm going.
Party, not a proper party.
I'll let y'all know.
That's a pooper
party with no price.
Hey, by the way, I told Alan that he's got to wear some Google glasses when he's in the event.
Nice.
Right. Nice. I'm working on it, Adam. You got to hook a brother up.
I'll send you a pair.
Yeah, send me a pair. I'll wear them.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, lads, you all take care. I thought we were going to talk about Pepe here. I'm out of here. Gone.
There'll be plenty of meme coins to fuck around with after.
Hey, Zark.
What up, Sean?
I was going to say real quick, a shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to the chat. I'm going to go ahead and dip. I don't know if you got anybody backstage.
Nah, the link's in the chat, guys.
I can dip too.
We got about
8 minutes. Somebody.
So, no, it's slowed down. No one's in backstage, so you guys don't have to dip yet. But if you guys want, if any of you fuckers in the chat want to grow some balls, jump on deck, jump on board.
Yeah, and you can kick me.
What?
Yeah, kick me whenever you need to too. But Berserker, there's a new guy down there I've never seen before called DB Kryptonite. He really said it. He said in his opinion, it says that this is a long game. They want to drain your pockets, and that's why I was saying, you know, people that are needing, you know, they can't sit waiting another decade or 2 decades like we've all done in the precious metals market. We've been waiting our whole life. Sure, we've doubled, we went from $1,000 to $2,000, but you know, it's supposed to be up. You know, instead of Bitcoin being, you know, $50,000, your ounce of gold should be. It's your real asset. asset. It's not, and now they've made it a tier 1 asset. It's now, and that's something else that Adam could address, that these precious metals and stuff, they're becoming the tier 1 assets now. They can now be put 1-to-1 on the books of the banks and the international banks, and all of these families are buying this shit up, and they're buying up these mines. And don't forget, DJT told all the miners that they need to keep mining but not sell it. That's what I think I remember hearing, which means, and that's when I think it was $1 was that silver, Majestic silver was $1. Now it's like $4 to $8 or some stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities out there if you understand the comms. And people like Adam and that other dude that just left, I can't see my screen. I don't mean to be rude and call people by their wrong name, but I kind of make it, my general personality makes it a little bit, funny, but that's just because you just call it cop humor. But it's, I don't mean to be disrespectful by calling somebody out of their name that I just met, the Berserker name, they can screw off. I know them. But, it's just one of those things that, I want to pick y'all's brains and learn from y'all. And there's so much uniqueness to this. And these families are buying up these precious metals, and now it's a tier 1 asset. What do you think about that, Adam?
Officer Mahoney.
I got a question.
Maloney, you're no baloney, Maloney.
I got a question for the Sarge. Sergeant Maloney, question for you. Do you really think they're that greedy that they want to squeeze out 1% of the total XRP market? Because
we're just talking about this today. If there's
they've been doing it since the beginning of time.
If there's 100 billion,
go ahead, Buster. Go ahead.
Take the billion out of it. If you have 100 apples, they don't want us to have 2 apples, bro. And I think it's that simple. Back. Take the billion out. They want the 2 apples back, and they'll do it. Like, that's why I don't discount a ramp up for this whole year. Let's say SBI starts some shit up and some price action happens. If you go back to what Adam's saying, you're not fucking moving $3 trillion in the real estate debt with a 50-cent XRP. You know what I'm saying? But I think as some price action happens, and it'll be premeditated price action, it ain't going to be on accident, that opens up to pump some volume, some real volume. But
I don't even think we need America for price action.
I don't either. Yeah. I think it puts pressure on America. Trump could come back and run and be like, we're missing out on the new digital economy.
What I want you guys to look at
is part of it. That's why they got it folded in, and then it's not. Once it's time, Trump's gonna come back. They're gonna act like, okay, let's fold it. Oh, we're gonna catch up with the rest of the world, and then boom,
it's already
then
happening.
we're on the moon.
What is Adam? What were you gonna say?
Jake Hill 923 coming up. Look out for that, guys. Go ahead.
There's a lot of things I want to touch on. I mean, there's so much that we could talk about. We could talk until the cows come home. But, you have Basel III, right, coming in. Basel III is going to do the whole indexing off of gold. Yep. The one big thing the family office was working on was gold tranches. Like right now, we're working on helping out with a mine acquisition that's going to be producing lots of gold. And if you look at every bank, if you look at every family office, if you look at any institution, what's the number one thing that they're looking at? They're looking at gold, silver, right? They're looking at precious metals. Why?
Palladium.
And they're buying
iridium.
And they're buying up. The other thing I want you guys to really research, if you get a chance, is you got to research the company Accenture. Accenture is like massive in this whole game, right? So if you look at how a lot of mergers and acquisitions take place in the Fortune 500 or bigger corporations, who handles that? KPMG, right? And then the other major company when it comes to tech companies is Accenture. And Accenture handles things with the Department of Defense, governments, governance, ESG, all these different avenues, which is part of the whole sustainability initiative, which is part of the green or going green zero carbon initiative. So Accenture's been running the whole XRP and Ripple project ever since publicly 2013, right? So they have 10 years in the game publicly. Behind the scenes, from what I've heard from my intel, it's another 5 to 7 years on top of that. So they have 17 years running this whole project. From what I think, this is a personal opinion, along with things that I've gathered from other people high up, is the whole banking system's already ready to go. And this is what Sipe and I always talk about, because I always tell them that because, I know those things from a lot of different avenues. So they basically built the whole new banking system, the whole new Web3 protocol system, parallel with our current system. When they're going to collapse, that's why they always talk about the flip of the switch, because all they're doing is jumping rails, right? So if you want to really know about the in-depth of what's going on, do your deep dive on Accenture. Do your deep dive as to what their involvement was with Ripple, with Stellar Lumens, with all these different governments and governance. You'll really be like, wow, it will blow your mind. This has all been going on while we've all been asleep behind the wheel. So,
amen.
Yeah,
that's big.
Well, I'd like to add to that.
Well,
I think Trump made a deal with Ripple. Trump already made a deal with Ripple when he was in office, and that's why they attacked him, as they knew he was going out the door because they stole the selection. So, anyways, yeah, it's going to happen. That's why they attacked Ripple. But also, I was going to throw in there that gold was requested to go to $10,000 by China for the BRICS. That was a request by China. 10,000 an ounce gold. Just saying.
All right. For another thing is
silver's supposed to be 1,000 an ounce already.
Besides the bonds market, we have to pay attention to the precious metal market, because the whole precious metal market is all contracts. A lot of that shit is fake. a lot of those people don't even have those. They're not holding as much as the contract says. So if everything's going to collapse, everything's going to happen at once. Okay, back to the Trump stuff. Is it just a coincidence that Gary Gensler was under fire today for about Hillary's being part of Hillary campaign, and then Trump is now demanding to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Biden, and then you have all the ballot stuff happening in Georgia. Was it 339,000 in Cobb, and then 350 in Fulton that's been exposed, and then we have the Binance US CEO resigned. So we have like so much stuff going on all at once. It's not just a coincidence. It's literally everything.
Political McCarthy is doing some shit now too. He did some shit today.
Yeah,
talking about impeachment. Yeah,
he put in inquiry.
But history repeats itself.
Yeah,
right. History repeats itself. So if you guys go back, when was the last time where we are at currently within history? And President Trump gave us all a signal. Like it's so funny when they talk about the Riddlers.
Several of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So what was behind Trump in the Oval Office? What president?
Gold.
Kennedy.
No, Andrew Jackson. Right.
Oh,
yes, Andrew Jackson. And he visited Andrew Jackson's house, his burial place, his first few weeks in office. And he kicked the bankers out and left us without debt.
Yep.
So Trump is following.
He lived in Pensacola, by the way.
Yeah, yes, he did. But he's following the same play as Andrew Jackson. So, and this isn't him. It's not him doing this play. This is all being ran by the elites.
Nope.
They're making us. Who says
Believe
no?
it.
Well, let him fucking
finish.
I
said you're right.
Adam, shut the fuck up. Everybody. Adam, finish your thought.
Yeah, so this is all being ran by the elites. XRP, everyone thinks it's a private company that's working its way into the banks. That would never happen. This is being ran by the elites from the inside out, okay? And, if you look at SBI, you guys brought it up prior, go look at what the Rothschilds hold in ownership of SBI, right?
Oh, yeah.
And SBI, I think it was like 8.7% publicly that they own. I'm telling you, they're probably around 40 to 50% ownership of SBI privately through shell corporations. Now, SBI is going to do what? They're going to go live on the Ripple net fully by when? The end of 2025, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for me, and this is what I've told Alan, like my whole thought process is we're not going to see any price movement until the flip of the switch moment, because the whole system has to be ready. Everyone has to be ready to send ISO 222 compliance messages on this new network. They're not just going to let a few people do it and a few people not. I think it's just going to overnight. Everyone's ready. Boom, flip of the switch happens. Black Swan event. It's problem, reaction, solution.
Exactly.
Maloney, go ahead. Maloney, you got the floor.
Hey, dead on. I don't know who said no. I didn't even hear it. But anyway, great points, and of course, Rain and Nerdy were pointing out some interesting points about the valuation of precious metals and how it relates to the families, and that's where Adam can help us also relative to if he finds those families that are part of the movement to help the commoners, like you just saw Ripple just do by helping out the people instead of just collapsing it like Voyager did and stealing everybody's crap, which was a planned orchestrated event, I'm sure. But, you know, instead they went in and made everybody whole. I'd love to see Ripple buy them and open that back up and get all these single moms and all back their monies instead of liquidating everybody out of V-Chain and all that. But anyway, and another point that Rain was making, which is valid, which fits into what Nerdy was saying, about Nerdy was pointing out that whenever this all falls apart, all of this derivative market where you have 100 contracts for each ounce of silver, if you don't have the physical silver or the physical gold in your possession, in your hand, in your own safe, you're not going to get any money. You're going to get zeroed out. So his point's valid. And then Rain was talking about the valuation and all the things that are going on, then goes into what Adam was saying, and then what the other guy, the X guy, was saying, and what Sean's saying. It all, you're all circling around, and it's kind of neat watching it all come to fruition. Is that you're going to see that precious metals is going to be the foundation, your basis. It's going to be based on that. And what you're seeing, what Rain's point was, is that you're seeing all, and somebody, I think he said it was China, I think what Rain said was wanting to value it at 10 grand. What they're going to do, Nerdy, is bypass these fictitious fake markets of the globalist bankers running America that are doing the derivative market, manipulating all of this stuff behind the scenes, doing everything like the family things do behind the scenes. They're going to now set their own gold prices in China and in Russia, and you can sell your gold wherever you want at the most price, which now makes all of these derivative markets irrelevant. And that's going to be the flip of the switch when people go to real markets, real honesty, real integrity, real communication, real family, real doing. And you just saw Ripple do it when they just bought up that company, and instead of doing what benefited Ripple, they did what benefited the people that got screwed over, and quit letting these bankers get all the money and all these attorneys and all their buddies from their fraternities making what, 200,000 in 60 days. The attorneys charge 200 million in 60 days. They charge Voyager customers to do what? Another foreclosure? I mean, the same damn paperwork over and over, and the computers have got all the documents in it. How hard can it be that, you know, you're liquidating all these people and nobody wins? So I'd love to see you continue, and I'll shut the hell up again and go back to listening, because I'm just sick. I can sit about hours listening to y'all. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, but everybody's point was great, Reigns and Berserkers and all. So go ahead.
All right. We're gonna end it.
We're at the top of the hour.
We're gonna end it. We're top of the hour, but I want someone to walk us out. You guys got a burning desire? Go ahead.
All right. Yes, that's me.
Go.
That's me.
Hit him,
That's
man.
me.
Go
Real
ahead.
quick.
I'll go. Everyone go.
So first of all, I'd like to say, Adam, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for sharing your intel with Cypress X. Alan, thank you for bringing these guys to us because they gave us valuable information. Shout out to everybody on the panel, and my brother from another mother, Sean. I will say this in closing. If I were to get pulled over for DUI, I would not want Maloney to be the cop. But knowing Maloney, I would want him to be the cop. So everybody have a good night. Let's play some good music, and we'll close it out and go to the next meeting of the minds, which will be coffee time and XRP bags and bull shower next weekend. So yeah, that's what we got.
Don't forget Rain's on Friday night.
Oh shoot, that's right. Rain's Friday night.
Yeah, Rain's on Friday night.
I will be there. I will be there this weekend. I couldn't do it last weekend. I'll definitely be there this Friday.
Okay. Anybody else before we do minutes? Also,
I just want to say one thing. I want to say thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. You don't understand how important you guys are for the populace, but the community within itself. So I just want to give you guys, all a pat on the back. God bless you, because we will be the individuals that will run the new world. And don't ever sell your XRP. Hold on to it, because what will happen, and do your homework, the last Gilded Age was 1873 to 1893. It lasted 20 years, and that's going to happen again unless people like you and I collectively stay together, hold our XRP and our wealth, and make it so that the communistic bankers don't take away the power from the people. Fascist. So that's it. Yes, Amen. Fascist. Thank you.
Very well said.
We'll be able to lease our XRP in the future, which would be like a staking.
Right.
Fuma boys on deck. We got minutes now. You're at the buzzer, Fuma. You got anything, bro?
Yeah. Fuma at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Brother Fuma, my brother from Northwest Florida.
What do you got, Fuma?
I've been watching you guys all night. Awesome show.
Hey, while he's coming in, can I tell you something?
You shut the fuck up. Let him talk. Go.
Yeah, let him
Go,
talk.
Puma.
Oh, I didn't know he was in. I didn't hear him.
Puma's in, and
Go ahead.
he's talking, and we're ending the show. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Puma.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't coming through on mine. Sorry.
Go ahead, bro. Then
Go,
we got
Puma.
minutes. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going now. Everyone, shut up.
All right. Nerdy's got minutes. Later.
Everyone's quiet now.
Go ahead, Nerdy.
All right. First thing, look up Judy Sheldon. Very, very important person. So is Cindy, Trump's attorney. Another thing is that Rothschild's bank, I think one of the Rothschilds or someone else's bank is now private. That goes along with what Adam was saying about Netherlands. That's another thing. All right, now minutes. Oh, and then last thing, UPI. UPI demonstrated how to use the UPI ATM. UPI ATM gives you cash. So that can coincide with Basel III and gold, level playing field. Gold is a level playing field. And that could be, hey, we get bluebacks back. Who knows? Anyways, Cali all day. Stellar stunt. Info is hidden behind the scenes. China and Japan dropping bonds. Everything happens behind the scenes. Pay attention. 100 apples, we only get 2.
We love you. Good shit, Cali all day.
All right, Nerdy.
Also, shout out to Tails
Good
and
job.
his fam and his group. His money don't fold. It's digital. Let's go.
It's
Later.
your
Yes,
boy,
sir.
Crypto Tales.
Nerdy
We out here in
Rocket.
Hollywood, about to ask people about crypto if they heard of it. Let them know this is Crypto
Yeah.
Combos. Have you ever heard of crypto?
Of course.
Oh yeah, so Spider-Man
Hey,
is
sir.
on game. So what you know about crypto? You heard of it?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it. I got some friends that are involved in crypto as well.
Back it up on them rain dancers. Opportunity calling, they ain't answer. When it blow up, I'ma go Casper. Yeah, I got it for the low, now you thereafter. Portfolio making hella dough. You already know, I'm not your typical. Get crypto, you know what to do with it. All these profits, I'ma act a fool with it. Gotta get in before it's too late. It's not to get rich quick, man, you gotta wait. While we innovate, they manipulate. Time to demonstrate how to make the cake. Get them ICOs before release date. Yeah, you know, regulation on the way. We don't know the date, we just know our fate. Got no time to waste, waiting on that retrace. When the crypto blow, I be counting dough. My money don't fold, cause it's digital. Gotta get your cryptos critical. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke. New hidden gems had a heat stroke. It's crypto for life, they don't even know. Where we about to go, man, we about to blow. Hey, just pack bags and enjoy the show. Got us up them bags if you buy in the dip. I'll admit I need a crypto scholarship. All I do is hodl, all you do is FOMO. Hope you get the picture, not talking photos. Making money moves, what I tell them. All they really wanna do is sell them. You know I'm coming with that big bag energy. Crypto Tales, I'm the one who they pretend to be. Hope you're making sure that your bag is secure. You suffering from brokenness and I know the cure. I can take you from hopeless to entrepreneur. Picking up some more, watching wallets mature, yeah. Spending XRP with the low fees. Chilling on the island, keep it low key. This ain't investment advice and it's all free. I can help you live that life you supposed to be. When the crypto blow, I be counting dough. My money don't fold cause it's digital. Gotta get your cryptos critical. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke. New hidden gems had a heat stroke. It's crypto for life, they don't even know. Where we about to go, man, we about to blow. Just pack your bags and enjoy the show. My money don't fold cause it's digital. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke. Show the camera, he don't need crypto. My money don't fold, it's digital. Gotta get your cryptos critical. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke. All my crypto bags got a heat stroke. It's crypto for life, they don't even know. Where we about to go, man, we about to blow. Just pack them bags and enjoy the show, let them know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with Zorro, for sure. And Spider-Man, the man, got the bands in his hand, yes sir. All right, we done.